into our next topic that we want to share with everyone, which is the discussion around um, this issue of in given industries where compliance impacts things, and it may impact yours if you're in healthcare or if you're in government, the issue around accessibility and helping to define what accessibility means, and also workflow and the choice of the technologies as a factor of all of these things. Can you comment on this?
Yeah, I think accessibility, some of that, stems back to what we were just talking about. With RFID technology, the amount of, the type of access that is required to inventory an asset, or even to locate an asset. RFID can be leveraged to help locate an item or an asset out on a large production floor that otherwise you'd be having to walk around and basically touch every piece of equipment. With RFID technology, it could be located much, much quicker. Within workflows, in a shipping type of scenario, whether it's on a conveyor or a portal, on a dock door or any other door, asset information can be captured through the use of RFID without human intervention. So you're going to gain better data accuracy. You're going to gain much more data visibility, traceability, without additional human intervention. And so resources can be leveraged to do more high leverage types of activities rather than performing spending great deals of time performing inventories, locating assets, or confirming that a shipment is completely accurate by handling each piece of or each box in the dock bay before it gets put on the truck. RFID can be leveraged in all of those scenarios to again save time, accuracy, and whatnot.
Yeah, one of the accessibility examples that I really like is the scenario when a commercial aircraft pulls in and a team of maintainers has to go on board to ensure many different things between flights, or even between series of flights. One of them is that the oxygen canisters that are very difficult to access that sit above every seat inside a commercial aircraft have to be checked for the fact that they are in fact have been inspected recently and are within that inspection period, and actually that they're present, that they really are there. And so what formerly has been a very manual process for these commercial airlines to pop every area section above the commercial seat to get access to that canister, to see that the oxygen canister is there, and then also to capture down the serial number and check against the logs, even using barcode, that can take many, many hours. Using RFID, they can capture that information within minutes compared to many hours. And the fact it can check against the database and assure that not only is it present, but also it's actually within the inspection period, and flag any of those that need to be addressed by exception, right?
Right, good point. And another quick use case, we've outfitted armories that are checking weapons in and out. And one of the primary objectives of the armory is between shifts, they really had a requirement to perform an inventory, so when one custodian in the armory is taking over for another, they can be fully aware of all of the weapons that are in the armory when their shift started. And before the use of RFID technology, that was not really practical because it just took too much time to perform those inventories. So now through RFID technology, with mobile RFID guns, the inventories can be performed between shifts, and then the check-in and check-out process is improves dramatically in terms of speed, time, accuracy, who's got what weapon checked out, when it got checked out. You have a full log and history and life cycle of all of the weapons and custodians of those weapons. And when you have that level of data and history on the data of what's happened, then you can maybe realize, you know what, we don't need to have 200 M9s.